This is my journal for March 1st, 2024. I took two trades on ES today, which I'll go over. We had high impact news at 10 a.m. And the first thing I always like to do is mark out my midnight and 8:30. Those are always on my chart. I was looking to short ES for a quick five handle move, but I'll go over that in a second. ES was much weaker on this day compared to NQ. So you can see that I always mark out my midnight and 8:30. I have those on both charts. It's just a personal preference. I use those. And so where I was looking to go short was inside of this order block here and this inversion. So smart money likes to go short at or above 8:30, and when you have a PD array that is in that confluence, that's also a good idea to use. So I went short here and had my stop loss at this wick low, which was 3 points. I was more than happy to be able to risk that. And I was targeting initially I was targeting 5 points, which was right here. It was at this swing low. But I had a feeling that, well, I didn't have a feeling. NQ, like I said, was much more stronger to the upside. So this is a 948 candle, and here is 948 on ES. So this both happened, and I saw that we created these two equal lows. And so now I changed my take profit from here to this two equal lows just for a quick 3 point scalp. And I actually ended up selling out at break even, getting out before this actually happened. So I did miss out on money here, but I am glad I got out just because this reversal could have happened at any time. And I'll explain why I was looking for a reversal. So NQ, like I said, has been stronger. We had our 830 price, and we have two relative equal lows sitting right outside of an untapped fair value gap with the 830 price. And what happens is when there's two or more equal lows that are right outside of an untapped fair value gap, that's normally a high probability area where you're going to get some sort of bounce from. And that's exactly what we got. You can see a very aggressive turtle soup. We're not even closing, at this previous liquidity. We're closing all the way inside on this previous uh, close of this candle. So you can see that that's what a real turtle soup looks like. Big long wick closing inside a previous liquidity, and that's why I was looking to get out of my short. And with knowing that high impact news was coming at 10 o'clock, I was trying to position myself long just so I wanted to be in before we got that volatility injection. And I traded ES just because I liked the risk to reward better. I didn't really like this setup, even though we inversed this fair value gap right here on this candle. You could have bought on any retap that you got, but I like the setup and the risk to reward much better on ES. So after we took these two relative equal lows, or these two equal lows on ES, I was waiting to see if we were going to get a change in the state of delivery. And all that means is the series or the singular candle that was the last up or down close candle. In this case, it's a down close candle and a series of down close candles. So these three down close candles, you mark out the body, and you want a candle closure above, signaling that there is a change in the state of delivery, meaning that you're now going to have a short-term flip to delivering to buy side liquidity since we just delivered from sell side and now we're expecting bullish prices. So if I play this out, you can see no close above yet. And you don't always have to wait for a close above, but on this day I wanted to just because this whole week's price action has not been great. And right here at 958, this is exactly what I wanted to see. You can see that price was tapped into this fair value gap. We get a candle closure above. This is also a market structure shift, you can see here, and we created a volume imbalance. What I did was I bought right at the volume imbalance low, right here. Whoops. I bought right there at 51.05, and you can see I got filled. And this was 1 minute before 9 o'clock, and the rest was history. I was just targeting 5 points just because I've never really traded news confidently before, so I was just trying to take secure profits. But we did have these nice cluster of highs up here. Next time, and in hindsight, I definitely should have held for up here, but I'm completely okay with this, and you can see that's exactly why you want to position yourself if you have a strong draw and liquidity, because all news is a volatility injection that is just going to push price where it was already predetermined to go anyways. So this is also some more sauce that I want to show you guys as well. I'm gonna delete this 830 price, and this is what gave me more confluence of determining whether price was going to go higher today. So this was a 5 a.m. candle. All of this is just manipulation. We ran sell side, right? We failed to take this, which is a good sign. And what I want you guys to do in backtest, if you want, if you do utilize the midnight opening price, draw the fib from the midnight opening price to the swing low of the day of that session, right? You can see where we're bouncing from, right? This is the 50% of this range that is used as our support level. And I'll show you NQ here in a second. But if we go back to the 1 minute, you can see that look where price is bouncing from. Ever since we got above here, price was refusing to close below this 50% level. I got that from Rich the Bull on Twitter. I'll show you NQ. NQ is really clean as well. I'll show you here. You can see from here to here, look where price is bouncing from. And if you look at the 1 minute once again, you can see that ever since we got above these relative equal highs up here, you can see that price refused to close above or below, excuse me. And that was it. We created relative equal highs on NQ. That was our easy target, and you can see 10 o'clock news took us really high up. You can see that NQ offered the higher move, the more explosive move, just because it is the stronger pair. But like I said, I like the risk reward on ES much better. So I remember Stonker saying in Desi's Discord that he was anticipating the 5 and 15 minute order block to act as support and for this trade to actually work out. So this actually you probably trade NQ Stonker. So let me look at NQ. So you were completely right. I would personally use this up close candle instead of these two, because these two candles are inside of this one pretty much, and it's a much bigger bodied candle, and you can see that's actually where price is bouncing from. If you look at the 15-minute, you can see this 15-minute gap never gets hit. So what I would be looking at here is understanding that this candle is going to be used most likely if we're going to get that manipulation, and all you have to do is look for that this is that turtle soup inside of that 15-minute order block and that 1 minute fair value gap. But you were talking about how there was equal lows on ES, I believe, and why they didn't have to get taken. So this will come with more time and understanding price delivery, but you can see that price swept these relative equal lows already, right? Even though there's more clusters of lows, right, all down here, this low resistance liquidity that you brought up, it doesn't have to be taken. Why doesn't it have to be taken? Because we already ran a level of sell side, and when you have a PD raise, you have a key time, and you have key PD raise that are being used as support, right? You can see that this is that order block on the 1 minute, and price respected that perfectly, with even though there's low resistance liquidity, and even though ES is the weaker one, you can see that NQ doesn't have any reason to go lower, right? This fair value gap should hold if we're going to go higher, and it did, right? Because it already ran out sell stops. It's already bouncing from here. And if you look at the 5, what do we have? We have a breaker block, right? Low, high, lower low, higher high. Mark that out. Mark out the 50%. Boom, right? We have all these different confluences, and like I said, that 50% level from our midnight to the low of day is acting as support. You can see this is another turtle soup. This low should be the protected low for that session, and you can see it was, right? This low, turtle soup, this low, and and this low on top of being used at that 50% support level. So you have to have a higher time frame draw like we all did. We understood that these relative equal highs and this cluster of highs would be taken. But you don't have to have low resistance liquidity always be taken. And that's like a common theme that I see people trying to understand is like, oh, they wanted to see all this taken first and then a move higher, but it's not required. And why is it also not required? SMT, right? So this is at 955 and here's 955. SMT is how you understand that smart money is actively trading. So you can see NQ makes a lower low while NQ doesn't, or ES makes a lower low, NQ doesn't. So this is your sign right here to go long. After all this turtle soup, everything that I just explained, there's no reason for price to break this low. This low is now protected. So say you go long as soon as you see the SMT, so you get filled at 20, your stop loss should be at least at this low. Even though it's a lot of points, guess what? You either size smaller or you take a 2-to-1 risk to reward, and if you would have, your take profit would have got hit in one candle since it was news. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's all. If you have any questions, just let me know in either my comments or just at me in Desi's Discord. But that's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.